I woke up today and had an idea.
You know, I should talk about Wii Play.
I've talked about Wii Sports, reminisced about Wii Fit, I even tried to saturate the market, and if you are wondering, yes, in fact, they are real, but everyone always forgets about the middle child, and for good reason. Wii Play is pretty boring, so that got me thinking, how can we talk about this forgotten gem of a game without getting bored out of my mind and suffering from middle child syndrome? And lucky for you, I know exactly what we're gonna do today, and it is not talk about Sonic Adventure DX, that'll come next week. I decided I was going to do the most boring speed run ever. I had a spare 12 minutes, 2 seconds, and 550 milliseconds, so I said, F it, why not? I've always wanted to become a professional Wii player, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? Before speedrunning Wii Play, we have to know, why did I choose Wii Play? Well, I've always seen Wii Play as sort of this anomaly on the console. Wii Sports is one of the best-selling games to ever exist, nearly 83 million copies sold, making it the best-selling single-console game of all time. Most of this comes from the fact that it was a pack-in to one of the best-selling game consoles of all time. But Wii Sports wasn't the original title slated to be a pack-in included with the original system. No, that honor went to Wii Play, might I say, the Luigi of the Nintendo Wii, except Luigi has a personality. And Wii Play has stock bird images, but we'll get to that later. I talked about it before in the past, but Wii Sports and Wii Play were never meant to be full-fledged games, rather test demos for a new interactive concept. Similar to the iToy and the Kinect, which would come much later, and we'll talk about later, these were meant as more of a half-game, half-tutorial of what the Wii was capable of doing. So when you get to Wii Sports speedruns, they take these concepts and stretch them to their absolute limits. They take the concept of what the Wiimote's capabilities are and absolutely demolish them. You get to bowl 9 strikes in a row, hit a grand slam, become Jesus Christ, and it only takes 7 minutes. Now, the big difference between a Wii Sports speedrun and a Wii Play speedrun is that there is nothing exciting about a Wii Play speedrun whatsoever. Now allow me to explain. The Wii Play speedrun is almost exactly like the Wii Sports speedrun. The run starts whenever you choose your character, and the run ends whenever you see the gold medal screen appear after completing the last mission. The go-to category is all games completed, meaning you have to beat every game in any order you please. Which would be the case in Wii Sports, but Wii Play is far more dictatorial, meaning you can't unlock all of the games unless you do the one before it. Fun. Shooting range, find me, table tennis, pose me, laser hockey, billiards, fishing, charge, and tanks. 9 minigames to complete in 12 minutes, giving us 1 minute and 20 seconds to do each minigame, including loading screens, which is just enough time to make a sandwich for each minigame. So the question is, what makes this the most boring speedrun of all time? Is it that most minigames are monotonous and devoid of all personality? Is it that almost every single minigame is based off of a timer, so inevitably most of what you end up doing is waiting? Is it the fact that why would you watch a speedrun of Wii Play when you could watch a speedrun of Wii Sports, Sports Resort, Party, Fit, Fit Plus, goddamn motherfucking chess? No, but Wii Play is the only one that has a gun. Shooting Range is the first game up. I find it funny how Shooting Range isn't named after the official sport being portrayed here. Could you really see a Nintendo game with the word skeet on the back of the box? Point the Wii Remote at the screen and press A or B to shoot the targets. Normally this is a pretty fun time. It's just basically Duck Hunt on the original NES, and just like Duck Hunt, you can actually shoot the ducks. However, the strategy never changes. If you play the game 100 times, you're never going to get a different result, making this the game's first auto-scroller. I found that if you shoot certain targets like the discs and avoid the tin cans, then you can progress this in about 2 minutes. Also, you want to shoot 2 spaceships in the first wave, since the second wave is going to be faster, because being abducted is a good thing. Huh. We need a prostate exam. Find me, and this one's pretty complicated. It's another pointing minigame. The faster the time runs out, the quicker you can get the game over with. It's a fairly fun time normally, and unlike Shooting Range, there's always an element of randomness to it. I found Peter Griffin thrice. It is also a lot easier to play this when you have a lot of different custom Miis. But we're not actually playing it, so we'll put about 30 seconds on the clock here. Table tennis! It's ping pong! Hit the balls back and forth. You know, I always found this one disappointing. You're not actually swinging the Wiimote like in tennis. You just press A to start a rally and then move the controller back and forth. It's just not any fun. If I wanted to play table tennis, I'd just put on my table tennis extension and play actual tennis in Wii Sports. Thankfully, you only have to get a rally of 1, meaning I spent more time bitching about table tennis than actually playing it. Which brings us to Pose Me, the game everybody typically remembers this game for, and for good reason. You have to turn and tilt the Wiimote to match match your characters to the bubbles on the screen. It's a simple concept, but can get very difficult in later rounds. Now, why there are stock images of birds in the background? I couldn't honestly tell you. You have this entire catalog of characters you could use to promote your brand new system. F you, here's a flower. So let's speedrun it! And people say having sex is fun. Following Pose Me, we have air hockey, the 5th part of the speedrun. And I've gotta be honest, I've never really been a big fan of the air hockey portion. First of all, it's called laser hockey. I thought this was originally because the name air hockey was a trademark, but no, they just decided to call it laser hockey, except it's just literally air hockey. There's nothing more crazy about that. But what I don't like about it is in a normal game of air hockey, the momentum that you bring forward with your hand, such as this, just goes ahead and brings it forward. But in this game, it's literally just kind of up to chance. The game is supposed to show that you can move the Wiimote back and forth to actually fix everything, but it doesn't do a good job of accurately portraying that, I believe. I feel like this was one of Nintendo's just, hey, we need another game to put it to make it a round 9, so they kind of just threw this in there because it took 2 seconds to program. Now, Billiards is the bane of this run's existence. Up until now, we've seen 5 minigames that don't have much of a change, but this is the only part of the run where your genuine skill is put to the test. It's a simple game of 9 balls. Sink as many balls into the pockets as possible. You know exactly how regular pools work. Shocker. It's a good bit of fun and is meant to show how the Wiimote can be pulled back to perform actions. However, it doesn't work half the time. I've seen it take 5 or 6 attempts to simply pull the controller back, much less pushing it forward and not responding. I feel Billiards would be really fun and more consistent if the controls weren't ass. The trick here is to hope you get 3 balls in on the first go and pocket all the rest in succession without scratching. Scratching gives you a foul screen, and the less turns the better, because that's just how time works. Fishing is up next, and you know what they say. A game's not good if it doesn't have a fishing minigame. I thought there'd be like a chorus of people saying it along with me. It's just fishing. It's here to test how the Wiimote can be used in a circular motion because making bread wasn't good enough. The goal here is to follow the prompts on screen, catch as many fish as you can, and the bigger the fish, the more points. However, there is a specific fish you are supposed to catch, netting you double the points, and I like this one. I think this is probably the most fun minigame we've had so far, even though I suck at it. The speedrun strat is very interesting. All you do is stick your rod in the corner of the screen and find something better to do. Once you finish a round, the game proceeds to show you every fish you've caught, so by not catching anything, we can minimize the amount of time spent here. Charge! Featuring an exclamation point, the quickest 30-second letdown I've experienced in this package. It's a neat and creative concept. You jump on the back of a cow and charge exclamation point to the end. But just like almost every other game in this package, it is the exact same thing every single time. It's the same path, same scarecrow, same end result. I get that it shows off how you can angle the controller to move it forward, but once you've spent the minute playing it once, there's no real reason to play it again. To me, this is the most disappointing minigame in the package. Not because it's bad, but because I see so much potential with a simple minigame like this, but you're just stuck doing the same thing over and over again. Speedrun strat is jump over the grass and barrel towards the finish line. I mean, what else do I have to say? Now, tanks! Exclamation point is the other minigame most people remember, so what's the speedrun strat? Suicide. This is the most game-like game in Wii Play. You use these tank exclamation points to blow up other tank exclamation points in this old retro-style shootout, and it doesn't get more complicated than that. 3 lives and you're and that is a mix of the history of Wii Play and the speedrun of Wii Play, and let me tell you, that was a really boring couple of hours. While Wii Play does offer a good experience for new players, it doesn't offer enough gameplay to warrant a $50 price tag, which is why they ended up bundling it with a Wii Remote. You get a $40 retail remote and a $10 tech demo. I mean, come on, why wouldn't you buy this in 2022 for half the price? Since the whole game acts as this sort of tutorial, this was the original title slated to be distributed with the Wii. Ultimately, Wii Sports ended up being the pack-in title, but 28 million units later, and I thought Wii Play did a good number for itself. It's literally just a quick hour of fun, or if you're speedrunning about 12 minutes of your life you're never gonna get back. Now, there was a planned 10th minigame called Wii Maestro, which would be sort of a conductor music minigame, but that will be a topic for another day, as it got its own fleshed out game. alongside Wii Play Motion whenever the Motion Plus came out. But the question still remains, who do we get to call the world record holder in the all games category of Wii Play? Not me. I got bored like halfway through and decided that I have much better things to do with my time. If you're gonna watch a game about speedrunning, make sure that it's actually fun to watch, like this one. Lance, I don't have a blooper for this video. Say something funny.